Region. Yesterday, the team from the Big Island stunned the defending champs from Utah. But Northern California is focused and ready. Northern California against Hawaii is next. Game 2, day 2 at Al Houghton Stadium in San Bernardino, Martinez, California, and the kids from the Big Island in Hawaii squaring off here in West Region play. Hi everybody, I'm Trey Bender alongside Francesca Anea, and glad you're with us for what we think could be a very good matchup. Hawaii has already flexed their muscle with a big win, a one-run victory, and they got it done with pitching and defense as well.
I know, we're going to see a very competitive game. These are two very evenly matched teams that are going to rely when it comes down to pitching.
A big inning was a story, a 5-run third, and there was a star, Honoka'a.
Honoka'a did it in the circle and in the batter's box, being able to collect 3 RBIs and 4 strikeouts in the game yesterday.
Northern California, meanwhile, a lot of very good softball played in that region of the country.
And exactly, you talk about 2 star players from UCLA with Bree and Kylie Perez. They come from Martinez, and they are huge influencers when it comes to this team. They come back a lot and help teach these girls the game of softball.
So the kids from the East Bay will try to get a victory in their first game. Hawaii trying to go to 2-0. Northern California and Hawaii, first pitch coming up. Game 2 of the day, day 2 at the Western Regional at Al Houghton Stadium. California and Hawaii squaring off here. Hawaii trying to move to 2-0 in this tournament. Let's take a look at the kids from Martinez, California, and their batting order. They have the MVP of their state championship run, Kiyomi Apalit, the shortstop, a sensational defensive player and hitter as well, and she kind of keys their attack, as this is a team that put big numbers on the board. Couple shutout victories to wrap up their Northern California State Championship. They're going to be facing a familiar face, Honoka'a, her second appearance. Look at the job she did, working out of some jams and picking up a big victory against Utah.
And I think the biggest number that sticks out on that line is the 0 walks allowed. She is a pitcher who tries to produce a lot of ground balls, relies heavily on her defense, so defense will be key tonight for this Hawaii club.
One of the veteran leaders, Stevie Fong, the opposing pitcher, leading things off for Northern California as we get underway here with the infield in, especially well in at the corners for Fong. Swings at the first pitch, strike 1. Jeffrey Braun is the home plate umpire. David Bennett, Rita Klein, and Brett Whipple from first to third. Left-handed bat. Trying to key this attack for the kids from the East Bay. You mentioned the Perez sisters at UCLA, what job they've done, and they're so proud of that connection with Martinez, California. But it's not just those two. There's really a good brand of softball played up there.
You can already tell the way Stevie Fong is sitting in the batter's box, or standing in the batter's box, how she's just an athlete. She's getting her rhythm down, she's getting her timing, she's moving her feet, trying to get that rhythm created, but then the moment Honoka'a starts her motion, she slows up.
2-1 is a ground ball, opposite field base hit for Fong as she takes it the other way to lead off the game.
And that's why you put that spark plug at the top of the lineup, to get things going for your offense, and that's what Fong does. Getting some confidence into that team, just peppering it right back into that 5-6 hole to get some speed on the base paths. And we've been seeing a lot of stolen bases today. And with the speed that Fong possesses, we can totally see her in motion.
Here's Apalit. Dangerous 2-hole hitter as she takes a strike on the corner. She's a fan, of course, of the Perez sisters and that UCLA softball team. Hits it hard into the hole and into left field. Back-to-back singles. What a start for Northern California here.
And Northern California is just loving that 5-6 hole right now with the second hit that finds that gap. And this is an inside pitch from a cow that a pallet just turns on.
Now Sammy Schuler, the catcher, with an RBI opportunity, trying to get Martinez on the board quickly. Tom Cruise, her favorite actor. She's probably excited about his upcoming film. That's hit hard to short. Tosi throws to second late, and no call made over there, and it appears everybody's safe. It was a late reaction. Initially, Tosi wanted to go to first, and last second threw to second base, and Rita Klein was the second base umpire. Let's take a look here.
Well, you see Tosi tries to go out and tag Fong, who has to move from second to third, then tries to go to first, but the easy play to second base, and no call was made. As you see the tag on Fong, I can't tell if she gets her or not.
And Rita made a call there initially, but the ball was not fielded in the air. And then when they threw it late to second base, let's take a look here again. Here's another angle. She misses the tag. And then the throw to the bag, very close.
Yeah, that is a close call.
Now, there are a couple things to look at here. Initially, it looked like she made the call that she tagged the base runner. And then, was there a force play at second base as well? So a couple things. There's an attempt.
To me, it kind of looks like she might get her right there if.
Watch Rita's right arm, though, the second base umpire. She called it right after that. She put her arm in the air. So they have no outs on the scoreboard here. The question is, was there a tag? And then if not, was there a force play? Watch Rita Klein, the second base umpire. Arm in the air, out. She calls an out right there on the tag. Now then the throw to second. Looks like the runner beat that play.
Yeah, I think the runner totally beats that play. But she did call out for Fong, who's standing at third base right now.
Yeah, right now they have the bases loaded, so we'll get this confirmed here. And Rita says everybody's safe.
So the head coach, Travis Bondelin, trying to argue this because he feels that they at least got one of the outs made, as they're going to ask for extra help on the tag.
Jeffrey Braun, the home plate umpire. Third base ump Brett Whipple converge, and now Braun is going to go to the monitor here. Main thing is that they get it right. But when I saw her arm go up, that looked like the first out.
Exactly, and that's how Hawaii continued to play that, like they got Fong out at third base. And just like you said, it's just important that we get this call right. And you don't want to try to leave those girls out there in the sun too long.
And obviously, if no out is recorded, this has a chance to be a very big inning for Northern California. If you get the out here, Honoka'a has a chance to get out of this thing with little damage done, but big call right here.
You know, pitching with bases loaded, no outs is completely different than pitching with first and second with one out. Especially starting off this game, it's going to be a competitive game, just like we said. So Hawaii is going to want to make sure that they get all the calls their way if they can help it.
Jeffrey Braun listening in here. Now, you saw Rita Klein give the safe call out there. They challenge the play at second, and they say safe at second. Nothing brought up about the tag that could have not been applied for the first out. They were looking at the forced play at second base. That's an out called by Klein right there. Then you flip to second, and everybody's safe. So they say neither one of those is an out, and this is a chance for a big inning as Schuler's on, and here's Mackenzie Stenson. Hammers it to right. Pass Fong. Fong will score. A Pallet will score. Schuler's going to be waved around third. She'll score. 3 RBIs for Stenson, 3-0, Northern California.
And what a statement to make if you're Northern California. Your first game of this tournament, you hit a bases clearing double for Mackenzie Stenson as this ball just scoots away from the right fielder, Chesney Palos. We knew that was going to be a huge at-bat, and Mackenzie Stenson literally steps up to the plate for her team and comes through.
Stenson delivers in the cleanup spot in the order. Now Aaron Holliday with Stenson at second base. Popped up, and that drops in between the 2 middle infielders, and Holliday is safe at first base. Now, what a turn of events here. It appeared that Hawaii at least had 1 out, but it left the bases loaded, and Stenson wasted little time taking advantage.
And those plays are just so huge when you feel like your back's up against the wall and you have to come back and try to get the next out when you feel like you got 2 outs in that inning. It's one of those make or break moments, and NorCal was the one that comes on top of it.
And now you hope from a Hawaii perspective they can put it behind them and move forward, because it's obviously something that can get you frustrated. And so the runners move up to second and third here, Stenson and Holliday. It's one of those learning moments, though.
Exactly, you just took the words out of my mouth. These are one of those learning and growing moments for this squad of how you can come back and how do you face adversity as you see this ball scoots away from the catcher, Doctor, and the runners move up.
Mallory Hill, a big San Francisco Giants fan, hammers that to center, hard hit. Espejo coming in, makes the catch, tagging up is Stenson, and she scores. It's 4-0.
See Hill getting her job done, hitting this ball deep into center field, just deep enough to make sure that she can score Stenson from third base. That's just solid situational hitting for NorCal.
And they're hitting some balls hard here in this first inning. Here's Maria Titlow, the second baseman. She hits it hard into center field. Holding up for a moment was Holliday. Now she rounds third, and a good relay throw by the center fielder to the catcher, keeping Holliday at third base. Into second safely is Titlow after that hit.
And NorCal came up ready to hit today. You can tell already 4 runs on the board. And they're just not having to do too much with it. They're not trying to lift the ball. They're just getting their base hit singles and finding the gaps and using all sides of the field. They're pulling it, they're going opposite direction, and they're working the middle.
Now Kira Sullivan, the right fielder, looking to bunt, and she fouls it back. Big Buster Posey fan, being from the Bay Area. Favorite movie, Sandlot. Keekers with an opportunity to drive a couple in here. Loops it to left field. Kawaga's coming in, makes the catch. Good play by the Hawaii left fielder. 2 down.
That's a tough play to make for an outfielder, especially for a left fielder. That ball is sliced from the lefty, so there's a ton of spin, a ton of movement, and you have the wind factoring in, but Kawaga's had a beat on it from the get-go.
Now the 9-hole hitter, Alyssa McCarthy, the left fielder for Northern California. Well, we saw Cal give up some runs against Utah, but she managed to get out of some jams, some tight situations. 4 runs across on 6 hits in this inning already for the Martinez Little Leaguers. Coco Crisp, favorite player for Alyssa McCarthy, and she's an A's fan. I'm sure there's some rivalries between the A's and the Giants fans on this team. If you're a National League person or an American League person, pick your poison. I'm kind of a DH guy. I like the American League. Here's the 3-0. 3-1.
As a big-time Dodger fan, I could care less what happens at North.
So we have a disagreement here in day 2 already. And there's ball 4. So that loads the bases, and Northern California has sent 9 to the plate now, and there's a conference in the circle. It's the first walk a Cow has given up.
I'm just going to say that was her first walk, and that's very uncharacteristic of her, which is why the leader of the infield and the doctor behind the plate calls timeout to go talk to her team and talk to her pitcher. Just get them right back on track and remember what Hawaii softball's about.
Stevie Fong singled to start this inning. You like the body language from number 30, what you saw in her first at-bat.
Yeah, she just looks like a gamer the moment she steps into the box. You just can't kind of step in and be stale. You have to be able to move your body and create that rhythm and that timing, because that's what hitting's about, and you see her create that movement in the beginning of her swing. Hits
that to left field, charging Kawa against the shortstop, goes out there, Tosi, and makes the play to end the inning. So Northern California hits around, 4 runs on 5 hits, and they strand the bases loaded.
You see Stenson helping her team out, hitting this bases clearing double. Welcome to the Western Regional, NorCal.
Northern California hits around and they score 4 runs in the top half of the first inning, trying to get a victory in their first game here in San Bernardino, leading Hawaii. Let's take a look at the Big Islanders starting batting order, as they have a Cow hitting in the cleanup spot, and she had a tremendous game 1 against Utah, driving in 3 runs. It's a team that pushed 6 runs across in that victory, and they've got some work to do here against Stevie Fong, who's already shown her ability to swing the bat, now in the circle.
And she's being able to pitch in the circle right now with that 4-run lead, that little cushion. And as a pitcher, when you have that big of a lead, that just gives you that much more confidence to pitch your game.
So Northern California with 5 hits. The East Bay kids really doing a good job with the bats, as they had 5 singles in that first inning. And Chesney Paulos will lead things off, the right fielder. Ches leading things off. Little flare out towards second base, and Titlow is there to make the play, 1 down. This is a really tight-knit group in Hawaii. Many of them travel each day to practice 45 minutes to an hour from all parts of the Big Island, and that's really helped in terms of team chemistry. Ileana Kaia Makini, the second baseman. And look at Holiday, the third baseman, really anticipating bunt there down the third baseline.
That's typically what you see in that two-hole hitter, is someone who's going to lay the bunt down. And third baseman Holiday understands her depth and understands where she needs to play to defend it.
Two and one now. Fong, a quick worker. That's fouled off. A late swing from Kaiya Makini.
You know, we saw this yesterday with Hawaii. They have the offense to try to hang in this game, but it's going to be important to see what pitch selection they have up against Fong, who keeps the ball low in the zone.
Oh, good placement with that one, just off the edge of the plate. Full count.
As a pitcher, that's one of those pitches that you hope that umpire's going to call that zone, and you can kind of work it there, extend out.
3-2 is inside, so a walk issued here. First of the game. Little League Softball provides community softball opportunities for female athletes to engage in a fun, competitive environment. Catch the excitement of the Little League World Series softball tournaments or find a Little League softball program in your neighborhood. Visit littleleague.org. Now the catcher, Kamalani Doctor. First pitch swinging and foul ground. Stenson, did she glove it? She did. What a play.
Stenson just doing it all right now, getting that big hit and laying out to get this foul ball. As you see, Doctor gets late and jammed on this, and she has a beat. She extends and tumbles to catch it. Those are the plays you want to make as a first baseman. That's a big-time play from that first baseman over there.
Number one was getting the out, but she gets some style points as well. One of the better defensive plays we've seen in this tournament. Here's Honoka'a now.
You know, because we talk about the rich tradition and the softball culture that Martinez has, you're going to see some big-time plays like that. And not only are you going to see big-time plays like that, but you're also going to see some clean softball and taking care of the ball as well.
There's a look at Sunny's line from day one. She really was productive at the plate. Behind in the count here, 1-2. 2-2 now. Boy, those kind of plays are contagious. When you have a first baseman diving head first. Back to the circle, through the circle. The second baseman applies the tag. Titlow tagging out the runner to end the inning. We're through one. Northern California leading Hawaii 4-0. Stay with us. It's the 75th anniversary of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. We'll talk to a couple of those stars next. Northern California leading Hawaii 4-0 as we move into the second inning here in San Bernardino. Western Regional play. The winner will be crowned on Thursday and get a ticket to the Little League Softball World Series in Portland, Oregon. And our first pitch honorees, it's the 75th anniversary of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Shirley Berkovich and Maybelle Blair, and you guys still have it. Delivering in the strike zone. Very impressive, and we're so honored to have you here. Legends in baseball. Everyone knows about a league of their own. Shirley, let's start with you. It's obviously great to come out here and see these young kids, but your baseball story is a really impressive one.
Yes, you know, we really didn't know what we were doing. We were there playing baseball, doing something we loved, and who would know that it would turn out to be like this? It's just been amazing. The last 2 summers, last year the anniversary of our movie, and this year the anniversary of the league. It's just been a whirlwind.
Now, I'm curious to know, did you guys start off by playing softball or just always play baseball?
Well, I started playing baseball when I was about 6 months. Yeah, I had to grow up because my family was all baseball people, and my father's brothers and cousins had a team called the Blair Nine. So then after that, I played with the boys, naturally in the Sandlots. And then we formed softball leagues here in California because there's no women's baseball.
founded in 1943. Philip Wrigley, Branch Rickey, familiar names. What vision for them, but for you guys to take it to the level it was then, and to see these young girls have these dreams, and in softball now has to be special, Maybelle, in terms of this sport is really growing.
Oh my God, yes, it's growing all over the place. Not only a softball, but our baseball is absolutely growing. We're all got over 100,000 girls now playing baseball. They're finally getting the opportunity where after they get through at the Little League, they have a place to go now and play baseball. In fact, we're having the World Cup down in Florida this year. 12 countries will be there, and this will be the first year that the World Cup will be held in the United States.
Tremendous.
I was actually just going to ask you about that because they just released and announced that the WSBC was going to be brought to the United States out there at Vieira, where the Nationals used to have their spring training. Are you guys going to attend it?
Oh my God, we wouldn't miss it, would we, Shirley?
No way.
We're going to go in there. Even if I made my coffin, I'm going to get there.
Schuler retired on the fly ball there after a Pallett picked up a single. She's now standing at second base. What would you say, Shirley, to girls growing up playing baseball and softball now at this age, at the 12-year-old age, for instance, and what they need to learn about if they want to continue playing down the road?
Yes, well, like I say, we don't want to take softball away from them. I mean, baseball and softball, two different sports. Mm-hmm. But we want to give them the opportunity to make a choice. Do you want to play softball or do you want to play baseball? And that they never had before. Like Maybelle said, once they got out of Little League, they had nowhere to go, so they had to play softball if they wanted to play ball.
Francesca played very well at the University of Florida and professionally in softball, and you see the differences in the two games. There are some similarities, though.
And I feel like that's why the crossover of getting the baseball fans to, enjoy watching softball, because it is similar, but it is so different at the same time. Right. And there's strengths and weaknesses to both. And I feel like that's why the audience has grown for softball. But to your guys' point, it's so important for girls to be able to play baseball too, because there's so many friends that I've met who say, I only really got into softball because I never had the chance to continue on to play baseball. And that's not something I never want to hear. You always want to be able to stick with the sport that gets inside of you, you know?
Oh, you can't help it. There's something out of a ball, it gets near you, softball, baseball, you want to play it. I was very fortunate, and I got to play professional softball during those same years. So I've been one of the very fortunate ones, and then you came along and played the professional softball just lately, and I think they still have the team there in Chicago. Bandits?
They do, the Chicago Bandits at Rosemont, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so we want to keep this up, but we also now we need a league of their own for the girls to be able to play professional baseball.
There's a little flare, and it's going to make its way into center field. A Pallett will score, and that's an RBI for Stenson. And that adds to the lead for Northern California here. Guys, stay with us. We've seen some good left-handed swingers here, and Stenson has been one of those. She has a couple singles in this. What do you think of that swing, Shirley? Went low to get it.
These kids are amazing. They really are.
You guys probably get asked this question a lot. Surely a league of their own, of course, is really brought what you guys did into the limelight recently. Is there any one memory or a couple memories that stand out from your time playing?
I have a couple memories. My first memory is my first spring training, putting on that uniform, being part of a team, rather than just playing ball on the street with the boys. Now I was part of a team, and having the opportunity. And not only that, the fact that we would have played for free. We would have just to have the opportunity to play.
And I'm sure you would echo all of that stuff.
Oh, my God, yes. I thought it was so cute when I got dressed up in my little girl dress. But I want you to know that we didn't have sliding pads in those days under those dresses. All we had was bloomers, and that was it.
But that didn't stop you from getting dirty, right?
Honey, it didn't stop me from you could still dig gravel out of my rear end. Didn't stop us. We didn't stop. Never, Francisca. Never stop us.
Francesca, you had a toughness about you, but this is a whole nother level, this League of Their Own group here.
Oh, yeah, this is totally new level. Do you guys ever still watch the movie?
Well, actually we're forced to watch it, aren't we? Because everywhere we go, they show the movie and they invite us, and then Shirley has to get out and wave our little hats.
You guys mentioned teamwork. Here's a bouncing ball off of the glove of a cow, and that's going to be Hill with a single up the middle. Teamwork, camaraderie, chemistry. Sometimes it's the little things that bring a team together. We talked about superstitions, but these kids appear to know some of that at this young age. Things that, do you think that that's part of being successful?
Definitely. I mean, when you play on a team, you know, it's teamwork. And so that's why you all got to stick together, and that's what we did. We had the opportunity to be together probably more than anything because of the bus rides. You know, we had those long bus rides, so you were with your team for like forever.
What do you feel like the biggest difference has been of the sport back then to what it is now?
You mean baseball?
Yes.
Well, the girls now are beginning to get the opportunity that Shirley and I had. And so this is what we're so very proud of. We've been traveling all over the country this year promoting our baseball. And right now we're involved in unveiling the World Cup for the girls for the tournament coming up in Florida. So we're leaving for Rockford, then we will be going to North Carolina and Atlanta to unveil that cup.
That's awesome.
Well, I know there are a lot of people that love your story, and we love having you out here. I've seen you here for the Little League Baseball,
Yes.
and seeing telling your story to some of these girls has to be special as well in terms of learning the history of the game is an important thing, right?
You better believe it. And you know what's so wonderful? We think we opened the doors for so many of the girls to be able. Look at Francisca here, ESPN. Isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you, Francisca. You have no idea.
Well, thank you for
Well,
doing
keep
all
it
you
up.
did for me. I appreciate it.
That wraps up the inning. Northern California adds a run. Thanks so much for coming up here. It's good seeing you again.
Thank
I'm
you.
not ready to leave.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day in San Bernardino. We're through an inning and a half here at Al Houghton Stadium. One on 3 hit. California leading Hawaii as we move to the bottom half of the second inning. Real joy to have Shirley Berkovich and Maybelle Blair, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball Leaguers. 75th anniversary celebrating baseball, and they threw out the first pitch prior to this one. And a 5-0 game here. Looking for training and information for coaches, umpires, league volunteers, and parents. Get free backyard tips, practice plans, drills, videos, and more. Visit littleleagueuniversity.org today. Mali Espejo leading things off here for Hawaii. Some work to do here after giving up another run in that top of the second inning. Big cut there from Espejo, the center fielder. Now you brought up what the girls we just talked to did for girls in baseball and softball, and you know, you look back on the history, that was really a monumental thing, and getting girls involved in sports in general.
And then you go back to, you know, Title IX and, you know, allowing girls to play collegiately, women to play collegiately, and the things that they were able to do for females is just huge, and just being able to push the door open and allow us to compete in sports. And to do it better than the boys.
Most of the time, right?
Every time. Don't get me fired up here.
5 runs and 8 hits already for Northern California. This is a new thing for Hawaii in a catch-up mode after knocking off Utah in their first game. As Espejo got a piece of that one.
And they just have to chip away every single inning to try to get some runs up on the board. They were able to get on base with the walk last inning, but not able to capitalize on the base runner.
Oh, good changeup, and just staying alive there, Espejo. Got a piece of that one.
And that's the only way how you're able to try to stay alive up against a changeup, is to try to keep your hands back long enough. You know your weight's going to move forward, but keeping your hands back to stay alive is the key.
Fong's delivery is outside. Favorite food for Espejo? Lomi, salmon, and poi. Can safely say I've not had that. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got her with one high in the zone, one down.
You know, Fong worked to get to that strikeout, giving her pitches on the inside corner of the plate and the outside corner of the plate, but you see she goes with her fastball that rises up, and Espejo just swings right underneath it, and she knows it's in the catcher's mitt.
Now Frida Tosi, the shortstop. Dodgers fan out there on the Big Island.
She gets it.
She also likes Cardi B. And I don't get that, but Green Eggs and Ham is her favorite book. And I got to say, that was one of the great kids' books of all time. It still is one of the great kids' books of all time, right? Green Eggs and Ham?
I'm a big Seuss fan.
Oh, you got to like that.
I really like Go Dog Go. That was good.
It's a good
fun.
one.
You
Yep,
know,
classic.
Redfish, Bluefish.
I remember them all.
Are You My Mother? Cat in the Hat.
You're going, wow.
Pat the Dog.
Sounds like you have a young kid you're reading to. Here's a 2-1 to the first baseman. Stenson stays with it. Doesn't get there in time. She finally located the softball but couldn't get her foot on the bag, and there's the speed for Tosi paying off.
Well, Tosi hits this ball hard back to the first baseman, Stenson, and because it's hit on that line drive, takes that last hop. You see Stenson was coming forward, and she gets that ball too deep. That is why that bobble occurred. Just kind of fielding it on her toes, tries to stay with it, but Tosi with the speed gets her safe at first.
Reaching on the air, here's Honoka'a now. Kailana, the first baseman for Hawaii. So important for Hawaii to leg something out like that, get something started positive. Down 5-0.
And a lot of times you just have to try to put that ball in play. You know, we said it yesterday when we saw a lot of swings and misses and strikeouts. Just put the ball in play, force the defense to make clean plays. And you see right there when you're able to get it in play, sometimes you get lucky and you get that error.
Honoka'a behind in the count, 1-2. Dials it back. She has goals to be a professional softball player. You've gone that route. What would you tell her? I mean, it's a good start. Pretty good team she's playing for.
I mean, it's a journey. It's not a race. And, you know, she's so young right now in her young career. Just learn to continue to develop your skills.
Inside pitch, fouled off.
Unfortunately, they're not drafting, you know, 13-year-olds quite yet.
Not yet. Back to the circle. Fong, only play at first, but it's under the glove of Stenson. And moving to third is Tosi, and runners on the corners. So a couple of errors here in this second inning.
And we've been seeing this error happen a lot this tournament. Players taking their eye off the ball just a second too soon as Honoka'a hits his ball back to the pitcher, and the first baseman, Stenson, just pulls her head up too soon, and that's why that ball scoots away from her. And this is a key moment for Hawaii to try to chip away at the lead that NorCal has.
It's Kalia Salmo now, and no throw down to second base as Honoka'a takes the bag. Kaila Salmo pops it up. Pitcher calling for it. Good play by Fong there in front of home plate. Getting out number 2.
Fong showing off her athleticism there. She saw that right off the barrel and charged to come and get it. She's a pitcher that wants to do it all. She starts up early in this lineup. She has the ball and she can field.
Aliyah Kawagas now the left fielder with a couple runners out there, trying to get Hawaii on the board. Kawagas playing left field. She's played some third base this season. Jammed there and fouled off. Adam Sandler, favorite actor, favorite food, Korean chicken. It's big in Los Angeles. Here's the 0-2.
I don't know, Trey, I feel like we might need to hold off on talking about all the favorite food as we're approaching lunchtime for us. Getting a little too hungry.
Late swing there. That's a defensive swing. We've seen that, some good hitting up at the plate in a defensive posture. Not sure if it's a strike, just get your bat on it. Strike 3 call. Fong painting the corner to end the inning. Couple runners stranded. It's still a 5-0 lead for Northern California.
And you see Fong in the circle, being able to come with a big strikeout, leaving runners on base. Fong with the big strikeout to end that inning.
We move to the third inning here in San Bernardino, California. Northern California off to an impressive start in their first game in this tournament, leading Hawaii 5-0. 4 runs in the first, single run in the second inning. And this is a team out of Martinez, California that has high hopes. We've seen some great offense from Oregon and Washington in this tournament. And Northern California with an impressive performance. And a pinch hitter. Batting for Sullivan, Jade Watson-Finta gets an opportunity. And we usually see pinch hitters coming in the third inning. That's the case here. Mandatory play in Little League. Everybody needs to play. And we've seen some good production off the bench in pinch hitting roles. And here's a chance for number 77.
Especially knowing that for Little League, every player has to touch the field and play. You always have to be ready and hot coming off the bench.
Coming out of the circle to grab that one is a Cal. Nice defensive play, 1 down. You want to play Little League in your local community? Visit playlittleleague.org. Enter your address and find a Little League program near you. There's a Little League program right down the road here in the Inland Empire in Fontana, California, just 14 miles from this ballpark. We saw that Southern California team fall to Arizona yesterday, 3-0.
We got to see some of the hometown support, though. This stadium was pretty packed.
Sierra Spieth getting an opportunity now to bat as a pinch hitter. Cece batting for Alyssa McCarthy. Cal got the complete game victory against Utah, trailing here in this one. Best sports moment, my home runs. That's the hitter talking. She likes to win. But the bonding with the teammates also important, and a good at-bat for Spieth. She's on with a walk.
I think that's one of my favorite things to read is when you go through these questionnaires and you hear them say their favorite part is just being able to spend time with my teammates and grow together and grow the game and just have some fun out there. And that's what it is at this level. Learning, being with your teammates, learning about team camaraderie, and just growing.
Spieth left first base there, and now she's come back to the dugout. There will be a pinch runner coming in. It's going to be Alyssa McCarthy. So McCarthy to run for Spieth after she drew that walk. Stevie Fong now, 1 for 2 on the day. Laying the bunt down. Honoka'a grabs it and throws late, and there's the speed for Fong down the line. She's 2 for 3 now.
You see Fong showing some small ball here, seeing that the corners were staying back if she showed bunt. And knowing that the corners were gonna stay back, it was gonna rely all on the pitcher, Honoka'a, to try to come up and make this play, and she does so athletically, but because of the speed that Fong has, she's able to beat it out, and the stretch from the first baseman, Honoka'a, is on point, but she kind of overstretched there as you see her trying to stretch out a little bit more. Kind of surprised her.
And this Northern California team has shown a little bit of everything. When you're able to execute small ball along with the way they're swinging the sticks in that first inning, they're a well-rounded team. And here is their top player, their MVP in their state championship run, Kiyomi Apalit. Couple singles already. She's their shortstop, but has also pitched this year. Hits it hard to short. Tosi, tag applied, throw to second is off the mark, but the out recorded. So that's the second out of the inning. Runners at first and second now.
And heads up play from the shortstop, Tosi, seeing that McCarthy at second base was holding up. She gets this ball quickly back to her, makes the tag, wants to get the double play, shoots it over to the second baseman who just can't hold on to it, kind of gets too quickly thrown at her and can't react fast enough.
So Pallet reaching on the fielder's choice, and now Sammy Schuler with 2 out and 2 on. Cal trying to get out of an inning unscathed after giving up runs in each of the first 2. Work at Lululemon is the dream job for Schuler. Hit to shallow center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Run will score. Rounding third and scoring is Fong, and runners on the corners. RBI pickup for Sammy Schuler at 6-0.
And that is a huge hit if you are Northern California. You see Schuler just skies this one, and because of the depth that Espinero is playing in center field, unable to get it. But this allows the inning to continue on and to bring up Stenson, who has been deadly at the plate today.
She's pulled a couple singles, driven in 2 runs. Pulls that one off the bag. That's a fair ball. In to score is Pallet. Heading to third is Schuler. In there safely. Breaking for second is Stenson. She's in, standing up. Ball gets away and not going. Staying put at third base is Schuler, but it's a 7-0 game.
We talked about just how on Stenson is, and she's loving that inside pitch as it just tips off the first baseman, Honoka's glove. And man, they're just seeing the ball come out of a Cavs hand just a little bit too well.
Stenson 3 for 3, has driven in 4 runs now. Here's Aaron Holiday. 11 hits now for the Martinez Little Leaguers. We saw Oregon pick up a 24-0 win over Idaho in our first game today. And it's all Northern California here in our second game. Got a piece of that one. Okay, chemist or chef, your choice.
Yeah, chef for sure.
Guys in the truck saying it's the same thing.
You're creating something.
You're mixing stuff up. Oh, good change of pace pitch there from Honoka'a, and the strikeout. No further damage done. 2 runs across at 7-0. How about Stenson at the plate?
Stenson just continues to be on fire in this game, collecting her 5th RBI. Stenson on fire, NorCal up on top.
Seven runs, 11 hits for Northern California. Comfortable 7-0 lead, bottom of the 3rd inning for the kids from Martinez, California. Trying to win their first game in this tournament. Hawaii already a winner against Utah, but in danger of falling to 1-1. And Stevie Fong has done a nice job. She has struck out a couple errors, almost hurt her in the last inning, but she worked out of a jam and has kept them off the scoreboard so far. It's top of the order now. Chesney Paulos to lead things off for Hawaii.
And you kind of see Fong getting more comfortable as this game goes on. She's getting stronger every inning, and we have to remember Hawaii played game yesterday. This is the first game for NorCal.
Second game pitching for Honoka'a. It's not about numbers of pitches in softball, but maybe some fatigue. The temperature's near 100 degrees. Had a hard-fought victory against Utah.
And they had the early game yesterday when it's a little bit more cool. Now they have this afternoon game, and they got stuck on the field for a while in that first inning.
Down straight back by Paulos. .42 pitches for Fong. Inside corner, a beauty. Catches Paulos looking, 1 down.
Well, when Stevie Fong is on, it's when she's able to utilize that lower half of the zone, and that is what she does to get the ring-up call against Paulos there. Collecting her 3rd strikeout for Stevie Fong.
Here's Kaia McKinney, who walked her first time up. Slow roller in front of the plate. Fong with the throw. It's off the mark. A little bit late with it. Good backup there. That was a great play by the right fielder, Spies, to back up that throw, but Kaia McKinney's on.
As you take another look at this ball that just gets topped by Iana, and you have to try to create a strong throwing lane there when that runner is coming up. You gotta get big as a first baseman and direct the throw away from the runner. Heads up, backup play from the right fielder, Spies.
Now Kamalani Doctor with 1 out and 1 on. Big Colton Wong fan. You see a lot of Hawaiians mention Colton Wong, a Hawaiian. He's one of their favorite players. I was forced to watch Devil Wears Prada. That's her favorite movie. That's fouled off.
It's a good movie. I'm assuming your wife forced you or your daughter.
Both.
There you go.
Hawaii finally gets a hit here. Looking for their first run. Here's a 2-1. And hitters count now. Popped up, shortstop. A pallet is there. 2 away. The Little League Grow the Game Grant Initiative has distributed over $2 million at the local level. Grant funding provides local Little Leagues resources for general improvement and to expand or establish softball, challenger division, and urban initiative programs. For more info, littleleague.org/grow the game. Here's Honoka'a trying to help her cause. First pitch, fly ball, pop up, shortstop's called for it, and a pallet back-to-back putouts to end the inning. Still a shutout cooking for Martinez, California. We're through 3, they're up 7-0. Northern California, impressive statement in Game 2, Day 2 here at the Western Regional. The winner of this regional will be crowned Western Regional champ and will head off to the Little League Softball World Series in Portland. And that championship will be on Thursday. We'll be with you through the week. Little League Softball provides community softball opportunities for female athletes to engage in a fun, competitive environment. Catch the excitement of the Little League World Series softball tournaments or find a Little League softball program in your neighborhood. Visit littleleague.org. Great day at the ballpark. Kids of all ages enjoying this one as Mallory Hill leads things off for Northern California. And you're going to have a pinch hitter for Mallory. Tatum Costfilis to hit for Hill. It's the 4th pinch hitter they've used in this one. Costfilis. Fooled on that off-speed pitch from Honoka'a, 1 down.
That's back-to-back strikeouts from Honoka'a. Using that rise ball that just tails outside and up in the upper part of the zone.
Highlight for Mariah Titlow hitting a home run on my birthday. How about that? Doesn't get much better.
That's a great birthday present to get yourself.
And she adheres to one of the superstitions you hear a lot in baseball. Does not step on the chalk line before a game or you lose.
I mean, that's just like a rule. That's an unwritten rule. You can never step on that chalk line. I still step over it. I will never step on it. You don't want any bad juju.
Yeah, fouled off. Now, if a teammate does that mess with everything out there?
I mean, it's just very disrespectful.
You call them out on it?
Of course. Of course. Everything you do in life is a learning experience. Why are you doing that?
You don't. You call them out in public, or you kind of take them aside and say, look, you know, this is a team effort here.
I mean, I'm old enough now to where I would call them out in public.
1 and 2.
I don't need to, pull anyone to the side. You should know the rules. Don't step on the lines. And don't walk across the field. If you have to get to the other side, you walk around it.
And a tight team, they're on the same page with all that stuff, I would imagine. There's strike 3 in the corner. Good pitch from Honoka'a. She's starting to heat up here a little bit. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts.
And she's not known for collecting a lot of strikeouts in the game. She's known for inducing pop-ups and a lot of ground balls, but she's starting to keep the ball away from this NorCal team who likes to pull the ball a lot. And because these pitches are away from them, they're unable to catch up.
Now Jade Watson-Finta, 12-year-old, who's played some left field and some right field this year with her second at-bat. She grounded out last time up. All the women in her family, that's great role models to have. There's a bouncer to short. Tosi, and retires Watson-Finta. 1-2-3 quick inning for Honoka'a. It remains a 7-0 game. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. Northern California trying to add to the lead. Northern California with runs pushed across in the first, second, and third innings, leading Hawaii here 7-0 as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Hawaii already has a win. It's NoCal's first game, and they've looked very good here in San Bernardino. So this is a Hawaii team that is going to have to put some runs together, running out of outs as we move into the bottom half of this inning. Kealui Ines to lead things off. In a pinch hitting role for Espejo in the 5th spot in the order.
And I absolutely love when you see a pinch hitter come off the bench and they just aggressively swing at that first pitch. As a pinch hitter, you know, you're sitting there, you're watching your teammates hit, you're watching the game go, and you're just waiting for your number to get called. So when it does, you try to execute.
And there's another big cut from Ines.
You see Fong here collecting her 4th strikeout of this tournament, keeping the ball low. That is her MO. That is when she is firing on all cylinders, is when she uses that lower part of the zone.
So we saw a pinch hitter in Ines retired. And another one coming for Travis Bondelian, the manager here. Dana Yaloff gets an opportunity hitting for Tosi. Saw Yaloff in a pinch hitting role yesterday. She's a Dodgers fan. Favorite song, Hotel California. Classic.
I feel like they just played that.
They did here at the ballpark, yep. It's fouled off. Why do you, this sums up Little League. Why do you play Little League? It's fun, it keeps me busy, and it teaches me a lot of techniques.
Summed it up perfectly.
One and two now to Yaloff. One just misses inside. It's definitely warmed up here. The wind blowing a little bit from right field to left field. Late swing, and Yaloff strikes out. 2 down.
Just the movement from Stevie Fong is hard to pull the trigger. As you see Yaloff there swung basically when the ball was in the catcher Schuler's mitt. Let's take another look. Yeah, it was definitely in the catcher's mitt when Yaloff decided to swing. And that's just because of that movement that Stevie has.
Now Kailana Honoka'a with 2 down. Favorite singer, or maybe band, not sure. Kolohi Kai. Favorite food is Lau Lau. You don't have to respond. There's a strike on the corner.
I think that's what they said we're having for lunch is Lau Lau.
Lau Lau?
Yeah, yeah.
So, slow roasted pork is what we understand. Thank you. Our information source, the guys in the truck, they have all the knowledge down there. That actually sounds really good right now. Need some wow wow about this time of day. 3-1 to Honoka'a, trying to keep this inning going for Hawaii. Swing and a miss, full count.
We kind of just have this feeling that Fong is feeling the strongest right now. Already getting 2 strikeouts in this inning and is a strike away from striking out the side.
Bouncer to third. Holiday has it on the grass, the one hopper, and she gets her. Good scoop by the first baseman Stenson to end the inning. 1-2-3 frame for Stevie Fong. Stenson flashing the leather over there, and we're through 4 innings with Northern California in control in front of Hawaii 7-0. Time to update the Little League Softball World Series West Region standings. How about Pendleton, Oregon? A couple times over 20 runs in victories. Kirkland, Washington has looked very good. Flagstaff, impressive victory over Southern California.
And I don't think we really knew what that game was going to be with Arizona and Southern California yesterday, but so far that's one of my favorite teams that we've been able to see.
And Hawaii already has a win, but in danger of falling to 1-1. Sunny Akau starting to pitch better. She has struck out 3 of the last 4 she's faced. But her team down 7-0. Bottom of the 4th. Working to the bottom part of the Northern California lineup. This will be Spies to lead things off. Cece walked her first time up there. Grounder hit to second. Kai McKinney, 1 down. Focused on fun, fitness, and fundamentals. The Little League journey starts with T-ball. Visit littleleague.org/T-ball for our free 10-week practice plan. Keep the youngest Little Leaguers moving, having fun, and learning the games of baseball and softball. Just 1 hit for Hawaii, 11 hits in this game for Northern California. Here's the top of the order. Stevie Fong tries to lay the bunt down. It rolls just foul over the chalk. We've already seen her reach base 1 time that way.
And when she went to square around, the ball kind of found her bat as opposed to the other way around. That pitch from Akau was high and in, and when Stevie went to bunt it, just kind of caught the barrel by surprise.
Now, when you offer a bunt and foul it off, it's not likely that you go back to that. Let's see if she squares again here. Not this time. They're playing back, though, at the corners. A little bit towards the bag. We've seen some corners playing way in, all the way down, halfway down the line, but you see the alignment.
Now they're definitely going to stay back now that Fong has 2 strikes and takes away the bunt option.
Fouls that one off.
I had a fan get very excited to get that foul ball, did a little dance.
That's a Hawaii fan over there.
A little souvenir.
Liner backhanded by Salmo. And that robs Fong of a hit, 2 down.
See this hard line drive from Fong. An excellent reaction from Salmo, the third baseman. And Sunny Akau really stepped her game up in the middle of this game and turning it on and be able to get herself some outs and help her team.
There's Kiyomi, a pallet, first pitch, pops it up, and Akau has it. and that'll end the inning. How about the pitching from Honoka'a, trying to keep her team in it, but the offense needs to pick up for Hawaii. Still a 7-0 game. West Regional opening round play on the road to the Little League World Series in Portland, Oregon. This is in San Bernardino, and it's in all Northern California in this one, up 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 11 hits. Big 4-run first inning got the Martinez bunch started, and now Hawaii with some work to do as they have the bottom part of their order scheduled up, the 8 and 9 hitters. Look at the contrast in days, the Game 1 win against Utah and then today.
I mean, only being able to put up the 1 hit today. I mean, yes, they're going up against a strong pitcher in Stevie Fong, but at this point, you've seen her twice. You have to figure out what the adjustments are going to be to try to scratch away at that 7-0 lead.
Kira Sullivan's going to pinch hit in the 8th spot in the order for the Big Islanders. Ooh, and that bunt bounces off her mask. That's a foul ball. That's why you wear that gear.
And here you see her trying to get the bunt down. She lowers the barrel because of the drop ball, but lowers it too much and ricochets right back into her face. And just like you said, thank goodness for the face mask.
Showing bunt again. Bunts it up in the air. What a play by the catcher. Doctor spun around and snares it. 1 down. That was actually not Doctor, but Schuler with a good play there.
And Schuler, that is a tough play to make as a catcher. Your momentum is taking you forward because it's a bunt, and then you have to try to bring it back because the bunt goes over her head. That's a heads-up play by the catcher, Schuler.
Talk about being able to think on your feet. One of those bang-bang plays, and a good one as the 9th place hitter now up there for Hawaii, and this is a pinch hitter, Mackenzie Stenson. The 13-year-old has played some first base and some catcher this year. Right back to the circle, slow roller. Fong makes that look easy, 2 down.
I love the approach that Fong had when fielding it because Stenson got jammed. It had some English on it, and she slowed it down, made sure she squared her body up. Fundamentals at this age so important, and she just showcased it right there.
Now Chesney Paulos, who's 0 for 2. She's popped up and struck out. Late swing there. Only 1 hit in this game, and that was Kaia McKinney back in the 3rd inning. One of the better pitching efforts we've seen. I mean, 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts for Fong. A couple errors in the 2nd inning by the defense. She had 1 of those. Actually, it was both of them on the first baseman, Stenson, so haven't been a lot of negatives pitching. There's a bouncer to Pollitt. The throw in time to retire the side, and Paulus a 1-2-3 inning. Through 5, Northern California looks like they're on their way to a victory in their first game of this tournament. Top of the 6th inning, Northern California in control, leading Hawaii 7-0, trying to get in the win column here at the West Regional Complex at Al Houghton Stadium. Honoka'a looking for her 2nd complete game. She had a complete game victory yesterday, a chance to close things out here in the 6th inning. Could be in a losing cause, but she has started to pitch much better the last couple innings. Sammy Schuler to lead things off. The Martinez, California catcher. Singled and drove in a run last time up. Pulls it on the ground to third. Salmo. Quick delivery, one down.
And not only have we been seeing some good pitching in these last few innings, but we've also seen some very clean defense, both on the left and right side.
The hot corner getting some action over there. How about Stenson at the plate? She's been sensational.
Yeah, she's definitely been able to have a day. In the first inning, had the bases clearing 3-run double. Then her next at bat was able to get an RBI single, and then another RBI single to follow it. That's 5 RBIs on the day so far.
Trying to keep her day perfect. First pitch, drives it to right field. Paulos is there though, and makes the play, one down. Make it 2 down after that fly ball out.
Now that is a good ball right there. That's a good piece. Even though it's an out, it's one of those productive outs.
Well hit, is a phrase you hear. 3 for 4 now, and here's Aaron Holiday. Caught the inside corner with that one. Really, the 4-run first inning ends up really being key here for this Northern California team. They jumped on a cow early, and she finally got her nerves settled a little bit, and she's been a different pitcher in the latter innings.
You know, sometimes it takes pitchers a while to kind of get in their groove, and that is something that, you know, as these players grow, they'll figure out how to turn it on earlier.
Grounder in the hole at short. Tosi in time. A 1-2-3 inning as a cow rolls right along. Great job for Sunny Acau, now hoping her offense can step it up. They're down 7-0. Northern California a chance to win it here. 7-0 Northern California trying to close out a victory here in their first game of this tournament, the Western Regional at Al Houghton Stadium. The winner will be crowned on Thursday and head to Portland for the Little League Softball World Series. And it's been a tremendous effort from Stevie Fong in the circle for the Martinez kids.
Look at that, only giving up the 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 Ks. That's a solid line for the young pitcher.
Ileana Kaia-Makini has reached a couple times on a walk and a single. Could be the last at-bats here for the kids from Big Island, Hawaii, the Gold Coast Little Leaguers. Right back to the circle, knocked down by Fong. She goes and gets it, and the throw had too much mustard on it off the glove of Stenson. And Kaia-Makini is on.
And if you're Hawaii, that is what you want to have to start this inning, is by getting your speedster at the top of the lineup here, hitting it right back hard to the pitcher. But because the first baseman Stenson stretched too early, that ball gets by her.
Now Kamalani Doctor, 0 for 2. Hammers that to left. A well-hit ball, knocked down by the left fielder. And running to third is Kaia-Makini, and all of a sudden Hawaii's offense coming alive here.
That's the first energy that we've been hearing and seeing from this Hawaii dugout, as she just turns on this inside pitch and crushes it in that left field gap. You know, great defensive positioning from the left fielder, Finta, to playing it deep and able to cut it off. If she was playing 2 steps in, that ball rolls to the fence.
Now Sunny Acau. Up there to swing it, fouls that one off.
And this is who you want up in this situation if you're Hawaii, your big bopper. Purdy got 3 RBIs for you yesterday. Hasn't gotten a hit today. She's due.
Pitches away. And taking second base is Doctor. Second and third now. Grounder to short. A Pollitt. And retires a cow. A run does score as Kaia McKinney comes across, and it's now 7-1. A Pollitt really sharp out there at the shortstop position.
Yeah, you can tell she's a general on that field, anchoring down that shortstop position. Just looks very athletic and comfortable.
Doctor now at third base, but that was an important out, and that brings up the 5th place hitter, and now we'll have a conference in the circle. Miley Espejo, the hitter now for Hawaii. That's really, that single by Doctor, really the only ball that's been hard hit off of Fong in this one.
And even when we saw the slow-mo and the breakdown of the swing, everything was on point. Her hands and her hips were firing together. She got to contact synced up and extended. Those are the types of swings where you can see there's a future for this softball player.
0-1 to Espejo is high and a little bit inside. Misses with that one.
Now, the last 2 misses that Fong has been up in the upper part of the zone, and when you see that from a pitcher, you know that means she's overthrowing, trying to direct strikes.
Late swing there, and a swing and a miss.
And we said Fong is at her best when she works the lower part of the zone, so she needs to trust her mechanics.
That one fouled off, 2-2. Northern California bunch from the East Bay, Martinez, California, northeast of Berkeley. Great softball area. The Perez sisters, All-Americans at UCLA from Martinez. And they're trying to close out a victory in their first game here at Al Houghton Stadium. Hawaii already has a win. They're in danger of falling to 1-1. Double elimination format. Three-two. Tapper. And no play could be made here. A late throw finally from Fong, but a run comes across as Doctor scores at 7-2, and now they have a runner breaking for second. And in there safely, Espejo.
Hawaii just chipping away at this big 7-run lead that Northern California had, as Inez just tops this one, and there's literally no play that the defense can make on it because it just dies in the grass.
Now Tosi with a grounder to Stenson. Can she beat her to the bag? She does. That's the out they need to get them 1 out away. 2 outs now with the runner moving to third. And Northern California on the brink of winning this one.
And that could have been very bad for Northern California, as that ball was taking the first baseman Stenson away and no one was covering first base. But luckily, they got the out in time.
Now, Kailana Honoka'a. Fly ball right field. And backhanded by Sullivan to end the game. So Northern California wins it 7-2. They were in control throughout the most of this one. Couple runs for Hawaii in the last inning, but an impressive win for the kids from Martinez.
Exactly, and then not only were their offense working really hard at the beginning of this game, but the defense that they had throughout the entire game really shined through, and especially securing the final out of this game with Spies running down the line, catching it in foul territory, securing the win for her team and the first win for the team as well.
They out-hit Hawaii 11-3 in this one. Northern California gets their first win in their first game of this tournament. Hawaii now 1-1. And the pitching from Stevie Fong was tremendous.
Exactly. She put the team on her shoulders and was able to neutralize the offense for Hawaii. They could not get anything started until this last half of the 6th inning, but it was too late by then.
And Mackenzie Stenson, 3 singles, 4 RBIs. Had the big 3-run single in that 4-run first inning. That really set the tone in this Northern California victory. So 2 games complete here in day 2 of the West region at Al Houghton Stadium, and a couple more games to come. A 7-2 victory for Northern California over Hawaii. Thanks to Francesca Anea, I'm Trey Bender. Stay with us at 4 p.m. We continue the first round as Nevada takes on Arizona here in San Bernardino. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. More to come from San Bernardino, California.